Where's Keith? Where is he? I'm hiding out. Hiding out from the coronavirus, but I did have a chance to go ahead and wear my my Renaissance cape here, which is a lot of fun. I wear it occasionally. And I thought, hey, let me share this with the group. Something to smile about at least. It's great to have you here. In this video, what I'd like to do is I'd like to cover a question, really a problem that came up that I did not explain, and that is this. If we're working with a router and we want to have that router do trunking, not for router on a stick, but for the purpose of being involved in a VLAN, we need to make sure that we have a switch module on that router that supports it, and we need to have VLAN interfaces, and when those interfaces don't come up, there's a reason why that is. And so I chatted with Ed, who lives in Florida. We were on the Discord channel, and in Discord, I just offered, hey, let's chat for a moment with voice chat in Discord, and that way I can just talk you through it. I'm so glad we did. And I realized, you know what, there's probably a few thousand other people that might benefit from this information. So in this video, what we're going to do is take a look at the packet tracer topology. I'll show you exactly where to get it. You can download it from my website. It's free. And then we'll go ahead and I'll walk you through the switch module that goes into the router and how to create the VLAN interfaces, and most important to make it work, how to create those stinking VLANs on the actual router itself. So let's go over to the topology and let's walk through it together. So let me bring up, first of all, let's talk about how you get this. To get packet tracer is from Cisco. You go to netacad.com, log in, free account, download packet tracer, and then it's going to look, well, then packet tracer looks something like this. Let me go ahead and bring it up. So here's packet tracer, and what I want to do is walk you through right now. If you have packet tracer running, or if you want to do this a little later when you're at a computer, let's download a packet tracer file. This is the one I used when I talked about variable length subnet masking. This is also the topology that Network Chuck is going to implement some problems, and I'm going to troubleshoot that in a later video. So to get this file, the packet tracer file, if you want to follow along, you just go to open a browser and go to the site, thekeithbarker.com. And then you can either click on downloads here or scroll down. And as you scroll down, there's this link here. The file I'm going to use today is this one right here called Cisco PT for Packet Tracer IPv4 subnets. I used it to demonstrate in Subnet Saturdays how to create and plan out subnets for a topology. And I'm going to use that same topology to talk about the switched virtual interface, which is a logical layer 3 interface on a Cisco router that has a switch module in it. So I'm going to go ahead and download this. I'll click on the link. It says, what do you want to do? I'm going to go ahead and save it. Now it's in my downloads folder. I'll go ahead and view it. And I'll open the folder. And there is my file. So I just right click, extract it. Click, I want to see the files when it's complete. Extract. So now I have this packet tracer file. So if you want to follow along right now, you can, or later, whenever it's convenient for you. And I'm just going to double click on it. I already have packet tracer running, meaning I've logged on to Cisco already. I've authenticated. I put my multi-factor authentication. And here is that lab. Let me line it up so we can see it. Let me peek over here at the other monitor just for a moment. And almost there. And then I'll size this up appropriately. Let me bring back this camera. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll up just a little bit and slide it over this direction. And then there's some options that you can choose in Packet Tracer, like under Options and Preferences. You can specify that you want to see the port labels. Click, does it. You can turn that off, and you can just customize the size and all the details that you want to. But the basic thing I love about Packet Tracer for CCNA 200-301 is that it's free, it's quick, it's easy, and it'll give any CCNA candidate the practice enough they need for hands-on to really learn the technologies, and then do three things with it. One, have confidence and they understand how to configure the technologies like IP addressing and subnetting and OSPF and NAT and DHCP and all that. And then secondly, by getting hands-on practice, your skills are going to improve with that. So if you wanted to go take a test, you could demonstrate that in certification as well. And then third, in the production environment, when this stuff comes up, you'll have practice on how to troubleshoot it, because building networks involves troubleshooting networks. And if you've been with me in the master playlist on the Keith Barker channel here on YouTube, you've seen me troubleshoot plenty, and a lot of it was self-inflicted wounds. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close this. And what I'd like to talk about is, as I scroll this over, is this router right here. So let's talk about the connectivity as I bring a pen up. So this router has a Switchport module that I added in one of my previous videos, and that Switchport module has crossover cables going up to these other switches, MLS1 and MLS2, and I'm using VLAN 30 as a way for these two multi-layer switches and their logical layer 3 interfaces, their SVIs, which is a switched virtual interface. We have plenty of videos. If you're brand new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Please click on subscribe so you can, and alerts so you get alerts when other new videos come in. And the place to go for the content as far as this supplemental resource here on YouTube that I'm creating is this URL, https OGIT, which stands for the original gangster IT. It's a name my daughter gave me. .online/ and then my spirit animal, which is sloth. And let me take a look. There we go. So that is the master playlist here on YouTube to help augment your learning and studies with CCNA. So I add new videos every week, so you can just go to that playlist and then see what's new, or click on subscribe and get alerts, see what's new, and then watch the videos. I would watch them in order, and then you can get all the benefit from them. So in this case, I want this multi-layer switch on its interface VLAN 30 and this guy on its interface VLAN 30, which is a logical layer 3 interface, to be able to go ahead and do routing adjacencies with OSPF with this router on its VLAN 30 interface. And so here's the question that Ed asked. It's a great question. He said, I'm building this lab from scratch, and I put in the module, the switch module, and let me show you what that is real quick. So if we go to click on the router, and we just make it a little bit bigger, and I'll click on zoom in so we can see the hardware view. This is the switch module that I added right there. And then if we go to CLI, which is the command line interface, and press enter, and we'll go into privilege mode. And if we do a show interface trunk, I set up trunking from router 1 up to the MLS switch 1, the multi-layer switch 1 and 2. So I've got trunking, and I've also got two interfaces on this router that are trunking off of their switch ports. So the key is, if we did this, let's say we had VLAN 10, interface VLAN 10. So by typing interface VLAN 10, that's a switched virtual interface. That's a logical layer 3 interface that's associated with VLAN 10. So we'll do interface VLAN 10, give it an IP address of, let's do 10.67.55.3 with a 24-bit mask, just like that. Press enter, do no shut, which is short for no shutdown. Do no shut again, just keep saying no shutdown. One time is enough. But check this out. If we do show IP interface brief, and we look at that interface VLAN 10, it has one song it likes to sing. Down doobie doo down down. I'm down at layer 1 and layer 2. Doobie doo. Not administratively down because we did a no shut, but it's down. Now, and why is that? This is Ed's question. Like, how come this VLAN interface is down? I wanted to participate in VLAN 10. The reality is that on R1, and this also applies to a multi-layer switch, if you don't have a real VLAN 10 on that device, you can't create a VLAN 10 interface, a logical layer 3 interface for that VLAN, because it has nowhere to live. And so the same concept would hold true over here on MLS 1. So here's multi-layer switch 1. Here is the CLI. And if we did a show VLAN brief, check this out. It's got 1, 7, 10, 20, 30. But if we tried to create a logical SVI, a switched virtual interface, for VLAN 99, let's do it. Interface VLAN 99. This means I want to have a layer 3 interface in VLAN 99, which doesn't exist. VLAN 99 doesn't exist. Press enter, and then give an IP address of 9.9.9.9 with a 16-bit mask. Yeah, crazy mask day. Great. So IP, yeah, I thought IP address. The thought to CLI processing hasn't quite taken effect yet. So we'll say IP address 8. Oh, come on, Keith. Oh, all right. I'm gonna move the cursor to the right place. Put a space. There we go. So there's the IP address. Now we do a show IP interface brief. Check this out. VLAN 99, the logical layer 3 interface, is down. Why is that? Because the VLAN simply doesn't exist. So if we wanted to create VLAN 99, we'd go into configuration mode, VLAN 99, and we could go ahead and say our interface VLAN 99 came up now, if you notice, because we have a VLAN 99 that exists. And we'll say name is sales and show VLAN brief. And another key here is that we have a trunk that's supporting VLAN 99. So if you have a VLAN that exists, but there's no ports or trunks associated with it, that's another reason why an interface wouldn't come up if there's no place for it to go. So now if we do a show IP interface brief, we have VLAN 99, and it's up. And that's because it has an associated VLAN. This SVI, the logical switch virtual interface for VLAN 99, actually has a VLAN 99 to support a layer 2 broadcast domain. So let's go back to the router. How do we solve it here? On the router, I just created VLAN 10, the logical layer 3 interface VLAN 10, but here's why it's down. It's down because we do a show IP, and it's doing a do in front because I'm in configuration mode. That way you don't have to jump out of configuration mode, do the show command, go back into configuration mode. Do says, hey, just run the stinking show command right here, and it'll be great. So do show do show VLAN brief. You notice there's no VLAN 10 here on this switch, on this router that has the switch module in it. I'm just gonna trying to there we go, make that a little bit bigger. There we go. So the reason that this interface VLAN 10 is down is because this router does not have a VLAN 10 associated with it. And that's only because it has that Switchport module that is capable of doing those layer 2 broadcast domains. So here's how to solve it. And I apologize for, I'm so glad Ed reached out and asked me, hey, how do you do that? So if you try to create the VLAN 10 here, VLAN 10, like this, in Packet Tracer it says, sorry, that's, I don't know what you're talking about. On a switch, that would create the VLAN. We just saw that on MLS1. But here, on this router inside Packet Tracer with the switch module, doesn't like it. So here's how to do it. This is nothing you would need to memorize for CCNA. This is what I'm going to show you, but it's pretty darn important. If you're building with Tinker Toys, you want to put stuff together in creative ways, including a switch module inside of a router. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to type in VLAN space database. Now, look where I am. I'm sitting at privilege mode. I'm not in configuration mode. When I type in VLAN database and press enter, that automatically takes us into VLAN configuration mode. And this is where we can create VLANs on this local router, which has the Switchport module, which might need them. So now here, if we do a VLAN 10, and our interface VLAN 10 came up because it said, hey, I have a VLAN now. And then we'll type in exit, and then we'll do a show VLAN brief. And now we have a VLAN 10. That's the layer 2 broadcast domain right there. And as a result of having a VLAN 10, we do a show IP interface brief. We can also now see that we have our VLAN 10 logical layer 3 interface that we created a few minutes ago. Now it's up because the VLAN exists. All right, so that's what I wanted to share with you is the VLAN database command on a Cisco router that has a Switchport module. So you can create the VLANs, because otherwise what his experience was, he was creating the lab and he had the Switchport module. He was creating interface VLAN 1, interface VLAN 7, and so forth, and they were not coming up. Or the additional interfaces where VLANs didn't exist were not coming up, VLAN 7 and VLAN 30, because the VLANs didn't exist. So that's what I wanted to cover with you in this video. I wanted to share with you how in Packet Tracer you could do that. Also coming up, Chuck Keith is going to take this lab topology and he is going to inject some problems in it for us. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that problem lab, the one that he injects problems in, I will post that on the keithbarker.com page. So if you want to download it and attempt or work on it before I look at it, feel free. And then what I'll do is I will do a live recording, open up his Packet Tracer file that he's created for me, and without looking at it beforehand and without any knowledge from Chuck, Network Chuck, regarding what he's done, I'll just do a live walkthrough of troubleshooting. It'll be a lot of fun because I've discovered that in these videos, when I'm walking through something or I'm thinking, well, that's not working, why not? And we get to together logically go through the process of, well, this works, that doesn't work, then what does that mean, and what can we do to test, what's the next step? That's very, very valuable for both understanding the technologies and also improving our skills with the technologies. And that also equates to better troubleshooting in a production environment if those same issues come up. All right, so that's it for this I was going to say live stream. What I'm doing now in the event of the internet and the throttling and everything else that's going on, I'm recording these separately as locally, and then I'm just going to upload them without any edits. So it's very much like a live stream. And I'm also going to try a Premiere feature where I can post it at a certain time, and then we can all, if we want to, watch it together. And I believe there's a chat channel that we can bring up at the same time. I'm going to test that today. That'll be 4 p.m. Pacific today, where I'm going to release this live to the wild and sit there and chat. Also, we've had some great success in Discord, the Discord server, and having voice chats with people who want to show up and ask questions or just hang out and listen. That's been very cool. And with various people's internet access and not everybody having the same throughput, limiting it to just audio and occasionally sharing a screen to get a point across has been very, very effective. So we're going to turn to that more and more. You can follow me on social to do that. If you haven't already, I would love to have you here for each and every video. To do that, the easiest way is to click on subscribe and then hit the alert bell so you get alerts when new videos come in. I'd also encourage, if you're brand new, I would encourage you to take a look at the top of the playlist and the master playlist and just start going down saying, yep, I get that, I know that, oh, what's that? And then watch that. And then I'm going to start adding some packet tracer labs as we go through that master playlist as well. That way you can help reinforce all the concepts that we're doing in this set of videos. Also, I got a question that asks, hey Keith, is your master playlist, is it everything a person would need to know about every topic in CCNA 200-301? The answer is no. This is meant to be a supplemental resource that's free, absolutely free, for anyone who wants to really understand how networking works. And so if you have a book that you're using, or if you have a video course you're using, everybody knows, I think, that I work at CBT Nuggets. We have 52 hours of training, hardcore, specific topics, labs. Jeremy Chara, Chuck Keith, myself, we all created it. Udemy, David Bombal, Chuck Keith. There's lots of other resources that are also free, and some are paid. So whatever resource you use to study, my goal is for you to take the goal of becoming certified or to learn the technology, or both, whatever is in your wheelhouse, what you want to do, and make measurable steps. You can do this. You've got this. I am 55 years old. I am going to be 56 tomorrow on March 26, 2020. I don't feel 56. Anyway, I love sharing what I know with others. I'm a double CCA, and the way I got there was the same way that you're getting to whatever your next goal is. It's just steady, consistent, methodical effort, daily or weekly, in the right direction. And if something comes up where it's like, oh, I had a terrible day. Do you think I have terrible days? Yes, abso-freaking-lutely. I have terrible days all the time. Miserable, horrible days. And I just gotta say, well, you know what? That was a terrible, horrible day. So I get up the next day and I just do better. Don't let one day or a couple bad days or even a bad week or a bad pandemic ruin it for the rest of your life, because it's just simple, consistent steps in the direction of your goals. There will be naysayers. Just wave goodbye to them. If you need fuel from those naysayers who say, oh, you can't do it or not worth it, blah, 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 just consistent, quiet effort in the direction of your goals will get you there. And I want this channel to be a resource for anybody who's working on technology, especially those at the entry level who just really want to understand how the basics work. And then my goal for everybody in this channel is to graduate and say, you know what, I get all those concepts from CCNA, and then move on and come back to this channel to help other people. Like, join the Discord server, answer questions for other people, encourage other people. This can be a place, regardless of the pandemic or anything else that's going on, this can be a place where you can get support for your goals and working in your direction. And this channel is focused 100% on the topics and technologies in CCNA 200-301. So although I am a double CCIE, I want to keep our focus at CCNA 200-301, and there's just so many people that can benefit from that technology and getting a start and getting a leg up in the world. That's what I want us to be. So thanks for joining me in that journey. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for listening to me get on my soapbox for a moment. I do care. I'm passionate about every single person on the planet, no matter where they're at. I think there can be improvements to be made. Their lives can be better. Maybe not like this much, but maybe this much. Join me. Let's move the needle one person, one day at a time. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you in the next video.